Huu-ay-aht These are the chiefs of Huu-ay-aht tribe. The head chief, second chief, third chief, fourth chief, and fifth chief we are presenting with today.
But we have a new journey, a new direction. As Huu-ay-aht people that we have got to go. We're going to share with you what we have in common as a small community where we're going to go forward and share what we have in common as a common goal. As each and every one of these people in Banfield, some of these people that have been here for many, many years, one of them is this gentleman here, Rold, and Nan Ostrom. They've been here many years. They've seen the changes. And we will be showing you who we are as Huu-ay-aht people are. We want to share with you some of our culture. Some of you people have not been around long enough to even witness some of the things that we have in common with you people. True? Teko, teko.
We weren't quite expecting as many people that showed up, so in that respect it was unbelievable. The people just kept coming in. And it was nice to see because I think they were truly interested in finding out who are these people that we've been living with for so many years. Who are they? There was some special things that happened last night. For the first time in a long time, we had some eagle down, which is very, very sacred to our people. The eagle down is used for the cleansing and the preparation before the festivities take place. And for me, that was a very special time because when the dancers came out with the eagle down, and they were singing the Tsi-ka, the prayer song, and they were spreading that eagle down around. And I was in the drum circles singing and drumming and watching what was going on. And I could see this eagle down floating in the air, and it was going out and over all of the community members that were there, all of the Banfield community members that were there. And for someone, I guess because I feel strongly about our culture and our traditions, to see that, it really meant something to me. It meant that to me it meant that we were cleansing not only the hall, but we were cleansing the people within that hall. I hope that by doing this, it'll help us to start our new relationship, that we're going to be able to start off in the right direction together, because that's what we want.
Many years ago, when the forests around that river were so thick, that habitat was so plentiful, that any time that any of our people wanted to go trapping, they could go trapping. If they wanted to go hunting, they could go hunting. And if they wanted to fish, they could fish. And the way that river is today, We can't do that anymore. That is where our people used to live. Except we were generous enough to share it with the new settlers that came. And we want to tell you today that we still want to share this land. Because the one that put it here didn't put it so that you can own it or I can own it. The one that made this, and we know who we're all talking about. We call him Nas. The one that made the land, the one that made the forest, the one that made the animals. And I can tell you it was no government in Ottawa that made it.
200 years ago, the main winter village of Numukamis supported several thousand people. The Sarita River was one of the richest in the territory, and its fish were much sought after by other tribes.
See, the old village site is just up ahead here, the one they call Chieftain. And there was village sites on all these three beaches here. So there must have been lots of people back then. This is the village site of where our people were wiped out by war, or almost completely wiped out by war. That's why they call this place, in English, they call it Execution Rock. So it has that history to it too, where this is where the Clallam Indians from the United States attacked our people.
There's a war between the Huu-ay-aht and the Clallam people. The Clallam and their allies from what is now the American side came up into the Barkley Sound area, attacked the Huu-ay-aht peoples, the Huu-ay-aht peoples at the village site of Kiyin.
The reason they attacked us is that we had to protect our fishing waters off waterfall.
They were attacked and everyone was killed of the tribe except for these 4 young people, 2 men and 2 young women.
And the only reason that we got caught off guard was that they attacked at nighttime. And that was one of the sorry things. I guess they paddled in quite quietly and we couldn't hear them.
And they paddled, escaped up into the mouth of the Sarita River and then up the Sarita River with the established villages. And they and a few other survivors that sort of gathered in that area lived for a number of years up the Sarita River.
They moved up here, this place called Sarita Lake, Numukamis Auk. And in that area, that's where they settled for many years.
While they were back there, they were multiplying until they got to be a big tribe again. And while we were away, Tisha people, Huu-ay-aht people, Huu-ay-aht people, and Nitinat people started to settle in our land. So this song you're going to see now is our paddle song, coming back down the river to reclaim our land, and that's literally what it means. And we think of our Huu-ay-aht paddle song. It is, in a sense, a victory song. You're coming back down the river to reclaim what's yours. What is rightfully yours, you're going to go and get it back. And today we're in that same process. Today we're saying to non-native people, look, we want to restore these rivers. We want to replenish them. because those are our rivers. We want to put fish back in there. It's going to benefit you, it's going to benefit me. So this is a victory for us because we're the ones that are singing the tune, let's restore that river. And we don't hear other non-native people standing beside us saying, okay, Huu-ay-aht people, we're beside you. We want to be in that same canoe with you. We're literally going out in the community, asking people to be part of this process. So we know we're the leaders in that. So in a sense, this is a victory song for us because we're saying we know what needs to be done and we're willing to do it. Oh, deep, yes. So I always knew about this place because I lived with Chief Louis. Every Christmas break, Easter break, summer break, I'd go stay with him. Back in the 1700s, the families used to live in one house. There would maybe be 30, 40, maybe as high as 50 people in one longhouse. So every one of these beaches, you probably got, 6 or more longhouses per beach. Okay, what we have here is the old village site of the Huu-ay-aht people, who were the main tribal group of Huu-ay-aht. This is the old village site that my grandfather, Chief Louis, used to take us to when we were small. I can remember first coming here at 11, 12 years old. I always knew this place existed. There was no big revelation when some archaeologists found it. My grandfather told me the stories that went with this place. I know the names of the chiefs that used to live here. He told me all the names. So those are the things that I know.
You go out with an Huu-ay-aht elder to some of these old villages, they will talk to you about the history of that place, as if it is today. They say that when they're out in that landscape, you're walking on the bones of your ancestors. When you go back probably at the time of contact and looking at the history of that area of the Huu-ay-aht period, villages of independent peoples closely related by marriage, economic alliances were set up. Their territories were extremely small. These villages had a population of maybe 3, 4, 5, some of the big ones maybe up to 600 peoples. We tend to view this landscape again as you go out behind these villages and look at this wonderful green forest and say, wow, isn't this wonderful? This area hasn't been logged yet. Well, it hasn't been logged from the sense of clear cutting, their modern forest technology, but it's been logged for thousands of years by the peoples that lived there, whose traditional homelands those are, and the logging, which is very different and very selective. And if you had an opportunity to sort of go in a sort of helicopter today and fly over those villages 200 years ago, you would have seen there'd been every half mile or so there'd been village and another village and another village. Tremendous number of villages in there. Just the sense of occupancy in that area. And it was a full landscape. It was a fully occupied, fully owned, fully known, and fully exploited landscape.
We had probably around 15 homes here at one time. And due to relocation, different fishing styles, change of fish populations and livelihood jobs, we moved away. But it's always in the back of my mind that